Hello and welcome. We're going to get into another video. Today's video we will talk about the Little Jungle Cup, which is the second themed cup that we have beside Open Great League. Little Jungle Cup is one of, I think, the cup that people actually enjoyed for the first time as like a little cup format, because the first time we got Little Jungle Cup was the first time we have a little cup without Bronzor and why not and Courtney. Wait, no, there is Courtney in every little cup. That's why you should build your Courtney. So what is little cup? I'm not actually gonna go and read from the main announcement, because something happened last time in little cup where like the announcement wasn't correct, and what Niantic did, it was the announcement about that cup that were done the season before. As an example, in one of the jungle cups, they banned the Gligar and Stunfisk. So I did not check whether they are banned or not, because this is what last time we had the cup we had. So most likely those two will be banned. I did not read the last announcement because I'm literally expecting Niantic to reroll the cup without even changing the bans. That's what Niantic has been doing. They literally don't do their homework. They post an announcement and they don't even read it. That's something we all know about Niantic. So last time those two Pokemons were banned. By the way, why G-Fisk? G-Fisk was actually the best Pokemon because you can run Muddy Water and Muddy Water, Rock Slide, Mud Shot, and that was such a deadly combination because Muddy Water is such a bad move, but in Little Cup it does so much damage to everything. So what's the difference between Jungle Cup and other Little Cup? Here you can only use normal, grass, electric, poison, ground, flying, bug, and dark type Pokemon are permitted. You can just tell us what is banned and we will figure it out. So let's just take a look at the cup. According to Mr. PvP, Steelix is the best Pokemon with Dragon Tail, Breaking Swipe, and Psychic Fang. Why it's the best Pokemon? It's the Pokemon with hard-hitting fast move and 2 debuffing charge moves. And in this cup, you want to run everything with a bait move. Everything you use has to have 35 energy charge move, and Steelix has 2. And you can hit with super effective at least or a neutral with either of those. Scoropy is the second best because it has Poison Sting, Aqua Tail. It's the fastest Pokemon to get to a charge move in the entire game. I think it's 4th second to get to a charge move, and that's insane. And Aqua Tail is, like, I'm telling you that Muddy Water was a good move in Little Cup, so imagine Aqua Tail, which is a move that does probably, I think, 15 more damage. Fletching, what's good about Fletching? It's not flying, I think it's just a normal type. And it has a quick attack, fly, and swift. So it's one of those Pokemons that is just insanely fast. Followed by Steelix. The first one is Shadow, Scoropy, Non-Shadow, Cubone, because it's a Mud Slapper, you know. NK, because it's a Psywave Pokemon with Night Slash, so you have a chance to boost these Psywaves and they will crit, except that everyone will have a Courtney, so you won't have a good chance of using NK. Wigglytuff is a good Pokemon, Diggersby is a good Pokemon. What's the thing about those two? If they are running Dragon Tail Steelix, Wigglytuff will destroy Steelix. If they are running Thunderfang Steelix, Diggersby will destroy Steelix. Onyx isn't bad, honestly, but you need to have Rock Throw, and I think Rock Throw is a legacy move or something. Swinub is my favorite Pokemon among all of these I just mentioned so far. Chansey is usable, by the way. If you want to have a tanky Pokemon, you use a Chansey. Lickitung was usable, by the way. Skarmory, these Pokemon were all usable. What about Guzzlord? Guzzlord is usable if you have one. There is no way you have one. But I recommend using Dino. It's just, we're trying to have fun here. So this is just to say that Dino and Zweilous and the other one, Hydreigon, are all usable in this cup. Now, as always, I divide them into good lead, charge move, and bulky. The bulky Pokemon here is just a Chansey. I don't think there is anything as bulky as a Chansey in this cup. The fact that Chansey exists is just annoying by itself. Good lead. These are Pokemons that have decent fast move pressure and good baiting move with Diggersby. It's quick attack, fire punch. Diggersby is not as spammy as the others, but Diggersby, has some play in this cup. If you are one of those who has a Diggersby for Little Cup, well, congrats, it's usable. Milk Tank is probably a good safe swap. What's the thing about Milk Tank? Milk Tank into Courtney, you can get to a Body Slam and Ice Beam. Which mean if they no shield the Ice Beam, you win that matchup. So it's a good safe swap in this cup. I would say the same thing about Inkay. It's just a hard-hitting, fast-move Pokemon, but the problem with it is just get destroyed by Cottony, so you need to dodge that Cottony. And if you have your Inkay on Cottony, it's just a good game, because Cottony is such a freaking beast of a Pokemon. Why Cottony is a good lead, even though it doesn't have, it's not spammy? Because they can't shield fast move. They can shield the charge move, you know? If you're spammy, they can shield those charge moves, but they can't shield fast move, and Cottony is such a great Pokemon in this cup. Fletching is a very interesting one. In fact, it's one of the, I have a Fletching team that is probably the best team to run in this cup. Charge move dependent Pokemons. These Pokemons are like just insanely fast into throwing their charge moves. So you have yourself something like Skorupi, and Skorupi Shadow is even better because the Aqua Tail will do more damage. Swinub is the Pokemon that I always use in this cup, because Swinub is so freaking busted of a Pokemon. It has Body Slam and Icy Wind and Powder Snow. Not the spammiest, but it has a great coverage for everything. Like, it doesn't matter what they throw, you have great coverage for that with the Swinub. Quagsire, or Wooper, or Paladin Wooper. What's the difference between Wooper and Paladin Wooper? Paladin Wooper has Poison Jab, where like Wooper has Mud Shot. It's kind of like you want to run Wooper because it's spammier, and if you don't want to run Wooper because it's very expensive, Wooper has to be like level 45, by the way. So you can just run Quagsire, that's 1500. You won't have the same bulkiness, but it's around that, you know. You need a budget option. Clodsire isn't bad to use, but do you have one? That's the thing. Zigzagoon is probably the Pokemon that people end up using last time. I mean, yes, it's still weak to Cottony, but it has a play into everything because it has a Snarl and Dig and Body Slam, I think, which was giving it like a good play. Now, some anti-meta Pokemons here that are actually worth mentioning. I remember the 6'4 Ninja hit Legend with Shadow, Charizard, and Little Cup, which means you have to have a Shadow Charizard from the first time the Shadow Pokemons ever came out to the game, because they were spawning at level, they were like, you would catch them before at level 1, so you can have a Charizard that's Little Cup eligible. Now you can't. I think I have a level 1 Golduck Shadow. I'm not planning to max it out. I just want to have it. Scrafty was good back then. Sharpedo and Carbonine, this Pokemon had a good play when people were just spamming G-Fisk and Steelix, so you just run those with Waterfall. And if you have the Shadow, it's even better. Pyroar is also decent because it has Incinerate, Crunch, and Flame Charge. You could run also Litleo, either of those. If I show you the third evolution of that Pokemon, that's because this Pokemon, like the third evolution, is much cheaper to build. Now we talked about the Pokemon, why don't we just talk about the teams? The best team, I would call it the top 3 PvPoke, classic Yasser team, you know. I would say if you look at the PvPoke, number 1 is Steelix, number 2 is Shadows, Skorupi, number 3 is Fletching. So if you have those 3, I would just stick them in a team and, you know, just use them, because why not, you know? It looks like a good team. Now, as far as the moveset, you literally follow PvPoke. But this is not a team that I enjoy. In fact, I do recommend this one, because this one is just a brainless tap team. You tap your way to victory. Sometimes you shield, sometimes you don't. We have 3 hard-hitting fast move Pokemon. We have Steelix with the Dragon Tail, Cottony with Charm, Galette with Mudslap. Why Mudslap over Astonish? Because there isn't that many Flyards in Little Jungle Cup, but people will run Flyards eventually. So if you think that people will run Flyards, you run Astonish. If you think that people don't run Flyards, you run Mudslap. And Mudslap just overall better coverage. Like, you destroy Steelix as an example. With Astonish, you have a play into Cottony. But like with Mudslap, you have no play into Cottony. I always recommend having this in ABB teams where you bait out the Cottony first, okay? You bait out the Cottony first, and then you use this in the back. You could actually run Iron Tail Steelix, which is a Steel fast move, which destroys the ice. Something like Swinub or Obama Snow. And you destroy Cottony because, you know, it's part fairy, and you destroy that with your Iron Tail fast move. Moveset wise, again, if people are running Flyards, you run Astonish. If your people are running Charm, it's weird because there is Wigglytuff and there is Diggersby, and you don't want to have Astonish into those. So that's why I recommend, if you're planning to use this, you have to run it in ABB format, and you have to bait out the normal type. But yeah, so what will you be running? In fact, I will be running this team right here. I will be running Swinub, Cubone, and Gullet. Except that I don't have Gullet, which means I will be running Wigglytuff if I don't have Gullet. I think I get a bad IV Gullet, which I can use. And in Little Cup, you don't be like very strict with your IVs, because it doesn't matter that much, and there isn't that many people that play Little Cup at high elo, because everyone's just going to play up in Great League. So if you are like below 2500, don't care too much about IVs. Another team that I actually liked, it has Ducklet, of course. I like this Pokemon, even though it's nerfed, and I think in this format you do need wing attack. And the other cup that we had, the Little Cup that we had previously, you just run Water Gun, while here you have to run wing attack because this team is basically weak to Ducklet, you know. Cubone Mud Slap is just a Mud Slap Pokemon. You're just gonna slap everything with Bone Club, and there isn't a second move. You could say that you could have Return, but I think if you have Return, there is no way. Can you get it below 500? I need to test that out. Milk Tank, again, it's a good safe swap. It doesn't win anything in the 2, it's just a good Pokemon in the 1 shield. There is a unique team that I was thinking of, which is Swablu, Ferroseed, and Glit. What does Ferroseed do? It has Metallic Claw, Flash Cannon, which means it's a nightmare to the Cottony and the Ice Pokemons, and it's kind of like only Steel fast move. I understand that, but everything in this cup does damage, and we have Swablu. It says an Astonish Pokemon with Aerial Ace and Ice Beam, and Gullet in the back because it's a great Pokemon. So these were like the teams I had an idea of. Now let's just show you like some teams from previous seasons. You might be one of those who were running one of these teams and have an idea on what to run. Skarmory Double Mud Boy, you can actually do this in Little Cup, and instead of Skarmory you can do Corviknight Double Mud Boys. Mantine is nerfed technically, but this was a team. I think you run the first evolution, and I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and that is it. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.